Across the border late at night, he sneaks into America, dodging dogs and big searchlights. They snuck into America. They come from a poor and impoverished place to pick lettuce heads and champagne grapes. They came in a swarm, didn't fill out their forms.
One powerful example about our message in the song Snuck into America by Bob Rivers is that they cross America illegally in large groups and don't fill out the necessary documentation to come here legally. The lyrics were, they came in a swarm, didn't fill out their forms. The fact that so many undocumented immigrants are entering the country illegally is embarrassing towards the United States. Illegal immigration is defined when people enter a country without formal permission. These people are referred to as illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, or boat people. Recently, our President Donald Trump has been working on decreasing terrorist attacks and crime in the U.S. coming from undocumented immigrants. We chose to stop it because we were most interested when we were introduced to it in class, and we wanted to research it more.
There are so many articles that address the issue of illegal immigration. One specific article is Immigration's Effect on the Economy and You. The article talks about the number of immigrants. It then goes into the different types of immigrants, talking about undocumented immigrants and refugees. After talking about the amount of these immigrants, the article goes into the history of immigration. It finally goes into how illegal immigrants affect the legal residents of the United States and how our lives will be affected in the future. It brings up how there were 11.3 million undocumented immigrants in 2016. That's 3.4% of the total population. It's down from the peak of 12.2 million in 2007, but their numbers have tripled from 3.5 million in 1990. It's unfortunate what the country has become, allowing so many undocumented potential criminals and terrorists into our country. And what makes matters even worse is they almost always have children once they sneak in. It has been found by this article that immigrant women are also more likely to have children. In 2014, immigrant women between the ages of 15 and 44 had 44% more kids than American-born women of the same age. This means the number of people not supposed to be here is growing.
Another article that addresses this issue is, does illegal immigration increase crime and welfare dependency? This article talks about how illegal immigrants are increasing crime rates and welfare dependency. Ben Shapiro talks about documented crimes with illegal immigrants. These crimes range from murder, sex crimes, and many others. The article also briefly talks about how illegal aliens are benefiting from welfare and at the same time they're hurting the American civilians by increasing tax. David Frum of The Atlantic, no hardcore immigration opponent, wrote in 2015 that as of 2011, there were 25,000 illegal immigrants serving murder sentences and nearly 3 million offenses committed by illegal immigrants between 2003 and 2009, including 70,000 sex crimes and hundreds of thousands of other crimes. These 3 million crimes could all be prevented if those illegal immigrants were not in the country in the first place. Another astonishing statistic is that between 2008 and 2014, 40% of all murder convictions in Florida were criminal aliens. In New York, it was 34%, and in Arizona, it was 17.8%. During those years, criminal aliens accounted for 38% of all murder convictions in the 5 states of California, Texas, Arizona, Florida, and New York, while illegal immigrations constitute only 5.6% of the total population in those states. This is terrible that illegal immigrants only make up a small part of the population and commit a significant part of the total crime.
We looked more into the official census data and statistics regarding the number of unauthorized immigrant population, as well as the estimated tax paid by them by US dollars. First, we'll look at the authorized immigrant population graph. This graph shows that the number of legal immigrants in the United States are at an unhealthy number. Looking at the amount of illegal immigrants in 2014 and comparing it to the total population of the United States in the same year, it can be found that almost 3.5 of the United States population is undocumented immigrants. The percentage could be much higher than the 3.5%, since the actual number of undocumented immigrants are hard to keep track of, as the immigrants are, as the name states, undocumented. So the number of them can only be estimated. Most of the time, this estimate will be lower than what the actual number is. The trend in the graph that grew significantly from 1990 to 2005 and has leveled out since then. It is now consistently around 11 million. This trend implies that border control has been more and more lenient between this time. This graph significantly supports our stance that illegal immigrants are a problem and the border needs to be secured because the number of illegal immigrants is too high of a percentage in our country. It concludes that the amount of illegal immigrants have skyrocketed since the 1990s and something must be done to lower the number. Lastly, let's look at the types of taxes paid by illegal immigrants.
In this database, it reflects on the estimated types of taxes paid by illegal immigrants in the United States in 2013. These types of taxes include sales tax, property tax, as well as personal income tax. You can see in the graph that illegal immigrants are estimated to pay more sales taxes compared to property tax and pay more property tax than personal income tax. Illegal aliens pay around $7 billion in sales taxes, around $3.6 billion in property tax, and about $1 billion in personal income tax. You can conclude from this database is that illegal immigrants do not pay one of the most important sources of taxes, which is the personal income tax. It relates to our issue because illegal immigrants aren't paying as much taxes as others, and it doesn't benefit society as much as it should.
In the survey we conducted with students at Oshkosh West High School, almost 70% of participants agree that the current border security is not effective. Most respondents believe that the border was too insecure. It is currently way too easy to sneak across the border illegally.
This right here is mind-blowing. Check this out. You come right over through this. You come over here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in Mexico right now. This is it. That's how easy it was. There's nothing here to keep me from coming across into the country and flooding our streets with drugs and illegal aliens. This is what's going on right now. The Border Patrol is not doing anything. They're saying it's going to take another 5 years to even get some of this stuff fixed. And they've been saying that for a decade.
This is problematic because these illegal immigrants come into the country and have kids, who then take advantage of our welfare programs. Another common response was that illegal immigrants don't pay any taxes at all and don't contribute to society. However, it is debunked that they do pay taxes such as property and sales tax. They do not, however, pay income tax. This is significant because income tax accounts for almost half the government's revenue.